Luke chapter 12. Meanwhile, as a crowd in the tens of thousands gathered, so closely as to trample down each other, Yeshua began to say to his Talmudim first, "Guard yourselves from the hammets of the Prushim, by which I mean their hypocrisy. There is nothing covered up that will not be uncovered, or hidden that will not become known. What you have spoken in the dark will be heard in the light, and what you have whispered behind closed doors will be proclaimed in the housetops. My friends, I tell you, don't fear those who kill the body, but then have nothing more they can do. I will show you whom to fear. Fear him who, after killing you, has the authority to throw you into Gehenna. Yes, I tell you, this is the one to fear. Aren't sparrows sold for next to nothing? 5 for 2 Assyrians? And not one of them has been forgotten by God. Why, every hair on your head has been counted. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Moreover, I tell you, whoever acknowledges me in the presence of others, the Son of Man will acknowledge in the presence of God's angels. But whoever disowns me before others will be disowned before God's angels. Also, everyone who says something against the Son of Man will have it forgiven him. But whoever has blasphemed the Ruach HaKodesh will not be forgiven. When they bring you before the synagogues and the ruling powers and the authorities, don't worry about how you will defend yourself or what you will say, because when the time comes, the Ruach HaKodesh will teach you what you need to say." Someone in the crowd said to him, "Rabbi, tell my brother to share with me the property we inherited." But Yeshua answered him, "My friend, who appointed me judge or arbitrator for you?" Then to the people he said, "Be careful to guard against all forms of greed, because even if someone is rich, his life does not consist in what he owns." And he gave them this illustration. There was a man whose land was very productive. He debated with himself, "What should I do? I haven't room for all my crops." Then he said, "This is what I will do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and I'll store all my wheat and other goods there. Then I'll say to myself, 'You're a lucky man. You have a big supply of goods laid up that will last many years. Start taking it easy, eat, drink, enjoy yourself.' But God said to him, 'You fool, this very night you will die. And the things you prepared, whose will they be?' That's how it is with anyone who stores up wealth for himself without being rich toward God." To his Talmudim, Yeshua said, "Because of this I tell you, don't worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body is more than clothing. Think about the ravens. They neither plant nor harvest. They have neither storerooms nor barns, yet God feeds them. You are worth much more than the birds. Can any of you, by worrying, add an hour to his life? If you can't do a little thing like that, why worry about the rest? Think about the wild irises and how they grow. They neither work nor spin thread. Yet I tell you, not even Shlomo in all his glory was clothed as beautifully as one of these. If this is how God clothes grass, which is alive in the field today and thrown in the oven tomorrow, how much more will he clothe you? What little trust you have." In other words, don't strive for what you will eat and what you will drink. Don't be anxious. For all the pagan nations in the world set their heart on these things. Your Father knows what you need. Your Father knows that you need them too. Rather seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Have no fear, little flock, for your Father has resolved to give you the kingdom. Sell what you own and do tzedakah. Make for yourselves purses that don't wear out, riches in heaven that never fail, where no burglar comes near, where no moth destroys. For where your wealth is, there your heart will be also. Be dressed for action and have your lamps lit. like people waiting for their master's return after a wedding feast, so that when he comes and knocks, they will open the door for him without delay. Happy the slaves whom the master finds alert when he comes. Yes, I tell you that he will put on his work clothes, seat them at the table, and come and serve them himself. Whether it is late at night or early in the morning, if this is how he finds them, those slaves are happy. But notice this, no house owner would let his house be broken into if he knew when the thief was coming. You too, be ready. For the Son of Man will come when you are not expecting him. Kepha said, Sir, are you telling this parable for our benefit only or for everyone's? The Lord replied, Who is the faithful and wise manager whose master put him in charge of the household staff to give them their share of food at the proper time? It will go well for that servant if he is found doing his job when his master comes. Yes, I tell you, he will put him in charge of all he owns. But if that servant says to himself, My master is taking his time coming, and starts bullying the men and women servants, and eating and drinking and getting drunk, then his master will come on a day when the servant isn't expecting, at a time he doesn't know in advance. His master will cut him in two and put him with the disloyal. Now the servant who knew what his master wanted, but didn't prepare or act according to his will be whipped with many lashes. However, the one who did what deserves a beating, but didn't know, will receive few lashes. From him who has been given much, much will be demanded. From someone to whom people entrust much, they ask still more. I've come to set fire to the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. I have an immersion to undergo. How pressured I feel till it's over. Do you think I have come to bring peace in the land? Not peace, I tell you, division. For from now on, a household of 5 will be divided, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. Father will be divided against son, and son against father, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. Then to the crowds, Yeshua said, When you see a cloud bank rising in the west, at once you say a rainstorm is coming. And when the wind is from the south, you say, there will be a heat wave, and there is. Hypocrites! You know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and the sky. How is it you don't know how to interpret the present time? Why don't you decide for yourselves what is the right course to follow? If someone brings a lawsuit against you, take pains to settle with him first. Otherwise, he will take the matter to court. And the judge will turn you over to the bailiff, and the bailiff will throw you in jail. I tell you, you won't get out of there till you have paid every last penny.